major acquisition in the off-season in the likes of Kevin Molino. How has his transition been from, of course, playing in the MLS and now in the local leagues here in Trinidad and Tobago?
So I'd say his transition and integration has been smooth. He's a top professional, and it's something that not many people get to see day to day, but a top professional. So he has brought that professionalism into the environment and share that with the rest of the camp, the young players, as well as the experienced players even. And that for me has been a key part of how the team has molded and how we've been able to push the limits of our preparation in terms of performance for the opening encounter and as we go forward into the season.
Well, you're coming up against a familiar foe in Police FC, but of course with different personnel, bit of changes, some unknown within the ranks. How is Defence Force going to approach this one?
So I'd say there's a lot of history. I think there's a lot of history between both teams, both personnel, but also between clubs, two titans within the local football fraternity. As for how we want to play, we play as we play against any other team. The philosophy is a simple one. We want to outscore the opposition and we want to ensure that we have possession and dominate the game. And that's exactly what we'll do from minute one in the game.
Thank you very much, Paul, and all the best.
Thank you.
Well, pushing the limits, that's part of the conversation that he spoke about. Now, Brent, I know it is very premature. It's as criminal as saying I love you on the first date. But I've got to ask it, how does this first match set the tone the remainder of the season?
You couldn't ask for a better first match with two teams that have title aspirations. It's going to be an absolute cracker.
All right, well, I tell you what, enough of us talking. It's time for action. When we come back, we've got Kickoff. Don't forget to check out the SportsMax app, get it today, and Google Play, and the Apple App Store. When we come back, the PS Classico, Defence Force versus Police.
This Saturday, SportsMax presents the richest horse race in the English-speaking Caribbean, the Mute Mile, with a record purse of $250,000. A crack field with fancied American invaders, Barnaby, Tistock, Commandant, and Legacy Isle, all boasting victories in the USA, in a fierce field that includes the prolific Desert of Malibu and Gold Cup winner Fun Can Done. Reigning two-time Horse of the Year, the Supermare, Atomica, leads the charge of Jamaica-bred entries. The greatest showdown in thoroughbred racing in Jamaica. The third staging of the Mute Mile, Saturday afternoon on SportsMax.
It's the stuff of legends. They've produced legends, and today promises to be legendary. It is the opening of the TTPFL. Miscellaneous Police against the Defence Force. This is the La Hocketa Recreation Ground, and we are ready for action. Ultimately, Derry is the man standing in the middle. He will carry the whistle. Sash Ramu, Odile Brewster, and Joel Cox will act as assistants. And we've got 22 men hungry to entertain. Let's start with Police. Adrian Fonset in goal. Joven Jones, look out for him. The big wig. He's got his brother Alvin Jones in there. Mikael Jem Gordon, the big addition. Well, Chrissy Allen and Kadeem Hutchinson will provide attacking support. Todd Ryan on the bench. And when you look at the formation, 4-2-3-1, Jones in the middle, supported by Gordon, Allen, and Hutchinson. And for the defense force, well, it's new look, same faces, different style. Look at that. Number 10, Kevin Molino, the most marquee player in recent history in Trinidad and Tobago. He is here. Justin Arahu Wilson, another big addition. Brent Sam, the big man on top, with the likes of Kyle Thomas and company for support. And they will line up the traditional 4-3-3, something we haven't seen from them in a long time, with Thomas and Burchon supporting the sinister Sam. Timothy Derry has a look, and he says it is time for action. So we welcome all our viewers all across the region via the SportsMax app and, of course, our channels. Well, Defense Force will don yellow this evening, while police, they will wear white, not a color. See them in quite regularly. Lots at stake today. This match, of course, will look to set the tone for the remainder of the season, perhaps. It's Felix Garcia. Molino makes his introduction with his very first touch. And, well, can't get past his man this time. And it's an opportunity, perhaps, for the lawmen to get forward. Well, you look at field conditions, and it is quite heavy. Prince Sancho and I had an opportunity to have a look prior to this match. Well, maybe Jobin Jones can have a better look here. Well, not convincing. And the whistle comes to his rescue as they welcome Brent Sancho into the mix.
Yeah, certainly not the type of field conditions you'd want to see in an opening fixture. It has been very, very sluggish as it relates to the field condition. And both teams will have their work cut out for them. It's really a very cagey clash between two teams that have a lot of history in between them. And you would expect both teams would look at this as a perfect opportunity to try to assert themselves into the conversation of league title holders. I know it's early doors, though, James' first game of the season, but there's certainly a lot attached to it.
Well, it's asking the goalkeeper, Sinclair, to do quite a bit. Does the business. Sam can control it. Had support from Thomas. It's Bertrand. It's Kyle Thomas trying to link up. Of course, he started his professional career at this ground here in La Hoquita. He's formerly part of the Terminex La Hoquita Rangers team, who, by the way, will be in action following this match. No, has some work to do. Just can't find space to wiggle out, and police will defend that successfully. Expect a big battle along that side. Shaquille Bertrand against Isaiah Garcia. In fact, Michael Thomas is or Williams is the man who will patrol that area. Oh, that's anybody's ball. Sam gets there first. No foul, says the official. And we've seen from police a couple of times they've tried that direct ball over the top.
Yeah, they've have a... Of course, it looks like there's a soft ball. Referee there, he finally stops it. Yeah, they've looked at trying to hit in transition, Police FC. They got Jim Gordon playing wide out to the right-hand side, which we probably would have expected him to play through the middle. Of course, Kwesi Allen is the one providing the point and attack. So already we've seen on a couple of occasions they've won the ball. They've tried to go quite direct. I think as well too, James, the field conditions is just not set for really that short type passing game. It is slushy, it is wet, it is a ground that certainly not in the best of conditions.
Of course, torrential rain over the, well, there's two balls on the field at the moment. And, well, Sinclair now has to pick up one after he just had his back turned for a second, disposing of the other. I was going to mention, though, torrential rain here in Trinidad and Tobago in recent days. What can Kaim Thomas do? Well, tries to find the man at the far post, didn't.
Yeah, it's tough. And when you looked at his planting foot, James, of Kaim Thomas, it was just going to be too difficult for him to get it across, or an accurate course. And when the surface is as difficult as this, look at his right foot right before he kicks it. Just doesn't able to give the stability necessary to be able to put that ball across. Again, another errant pass. And I think one of the coaches mentioned about adapting to the conditions. I think that's the best way to say.
Oh, this could fall anywhere. George allows it to go into touch. Oh, look at that picture. Last season, both George and Gordon represented FC Phoenix. Among their most influential players. This season, they're on opposing sides of the fence.
Well, like any top team that that plays in the top league and has done well, you players come right into the shopping window, and certainly teams have looked at Phoenix and basically tried to pick the best players that they can. It's part and parcel of football.
Oh, this is dangerous. Bertrand gets there first, and thought he had his feet taken out from him, but the play continues. Now they will try to get in with Garcia. Molino getting to the yak as well. How big a move is it to see Kevin Molino operating on local soil?
It's massive. I mentioned in the build-up, James, that I have him down in my top 5 to ever play for Trinidad and Tobago. And certainly a player with a tremendous amount of quality, and continues to be that player that young player could look at and emulate. You know, we talk about Russell Latipi and his industry on the ball and his cleverness on the football. I'm very sure Kevin Molino is quite close up there.
Well, police will try to get this into wide areas. And just couldn't get a handle on it. Now this is Garcia. Was one of the acquisitions of Defense Force last season. Thomas. Well, he gets around Gordon. Sam trying to move it quickly. The Defense Force. Molino. Well, it's got bodies in the area. Sam and 3 others looking. And again, well, they found a way in, and straight at the big man in goal.
Yeah, Molino again, the architecture there, finding his gaps in there. Him becoming a little bit stretched as both teams are now settling into the task at hand. Defense Force have started lively, James.
Molino is demanding more. It's taken away by police. McIntyre sends it upfield, loses possession. Garcia couldn't pick out Thomas, but they win a throw.
Yeah, look at Molino here. Look at that foul pass outside of the right foot. Butcham there hesitated a bit, eventually got it on target. There's a yellow shirt in the box. He decided to go the other way. I tell you what, James, I'm looking at these players trying to compete in this ground, and it's really a pity because it's having its impact on the way the game probably should have gone.
Alvin Jones. Searching ball, intercepted by Garcia. And another Garcia. Molino. Wiggling away from pressure. Oh, he's done really well, hasn't he? Adriel George. Just lost his bearings. Well won back by Molino. Finds Bertrand for support. Well, maybe now they can get in. Maybe not.
Good play again there by Defense Force. They're finding some joy down that right-hand side with Bertram and Garcia on the overlap. It's good defensive work at the end of it.
Justin Garcia. Adriel George. Well, he seemed to fit right in, Adriel George. He's coming to Defense Force team packed with talent in midfield. He's walked right in. Looked at home so far in the opening 10 minutes. Oh, just bundled over. A bit too exuberant there in the challenge and wall drop. Police. Simeon Bailey. Jovin Jones. Finds Alvin Jones. Well, he's delivered that in a dangerous area, and he just allowed it to run across his body, Hutchinson. He's got white shirts lurking. Oh, couldn't find any of them, though. Sam. And he is on his way, Kyle Thomas. Looking for support in the area. Well, communication lines were crossed and might as well have taken his goalkeeper to the cleaners.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Like Raheem Kabi. Sometimes as a defender, or most times as a defender, you have to take charge. You don't ever call your goalkeeper. Let the goalkeeper make the call.
It's a corner. Deep. Well, Sam was one of those getting up high at the first post. Referee Derry spotted some sort of infringement. Well, Todd Ryan has replaced Wendell Joseph. He's part of that squad. Former player for Police himself, Ryan. Will get his real first test. And perhaps their biggest rival, against their biggest rival. Well, look at that. Just dropped in the mud. Sam. Felix. Hassled. It's won back by Police. Jones. It's been pulled. And a bit belated with that whistle there, Timothy Derry. Well, how about that for an introduction for you? Denzel Theobald. Former teammate of Brent at the World Cup. Not sure he's complaining with foul, the way his team is playing, or the ground condition. Certainly was quite animated.
Think he's going to try it from here?
Just about to say that. If anybody you would never write off having a go, it's this man. Alvin Jones sets his eyes on the target. And, well, let's just say his bearings were a bit skewed that time.
Yeah, and the high standard that he has set throughout his career from shots at from that distance. Again, the planting foot, which is extremely important in shot taking. It's just not there. That's a poor kick.
Well, it's almost given it, coughed it up to Police. Christopher Gonzalez, the veteran, is back in the Defense Force lineup. Oh, how about that from Molino? He's making light work of the heavy conditions. Felix. And it's away with George. He's got Sam for company. Well, he also had some company, police company, and escort from Alvin Jones that tried to arrest him illegally.
But he did well there, George. Once he took this touches, and he always made sure that his body was in between any defender was going to come in. Alvin Jones trying to stop him the illegal way. They've settled nice, the two new players, and Molino and George in the middle of the park. Of course, they're supported by Arajo Wilson, another new player.
Sam, Molino, and Felix. Take your pick. Certainly got options, all of which can pack a punch from that distance. Well, Felix has gone away. Molino! Whew, not far.
Yeah, what? I was looking at Fonset's reaction. He looked like he had it at first, and then he sped up when the ball started to come closer to the goal. So it says to me that he did sense a bit of danger in it, up and down. And Fonset just had to make sure that it was going wide.
Oh, Kevin Molino certainly has had quite a career. And perhaps the reason some of those guys have packed into the stand. Orlando City, he played alongside Brazilian legend Kaká. Some of the stars of that team, for that matter. Well, can he be a star here? Maybe not yet. And, well, many fans saw it for a moment that might have been a whistle. It wasn't.
Yeah. It's a gutsy challenge by Mikael Williams. But he got the ball first. Just about. I think the follow-through was probably where the question marks would have been risen.
Won by Garcia. It's Jovin Jones. Well, that was dangerous for all of a second. They'll try again to lump it in the area. No success. Both of these teams do enjoy passing around the football. Ground conditions haven't really made that easy for them tonight. It's Garcia. Well, there's a wily old fox in, and he almost went with the hens. That's what they brought him in for, Mikael Jem Gordon, and he almost paid dividends.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Jem Gordon. Tell you what, you have to give both Garcia and, of course, St-Hilaire credit, because how many times we've seen in those situations they upend the forward and give away a penalty. Quite sure they'll be more comfortable with the corner kick.
Now they've got 5 white jerseys in the area. Oh, St-Hilaire got a touch, and Garcia, the defender, also got a touch. They've been rattled, defense force. Molino to the rescue, and oh, Marvin Waldrop showing that he's got experience as well. I was going to ask you a question, Brent. Maybe when I see a picture of Denzel Theobald again, I'll ask it. Oh, this is a throw. Gonzalez, Felix. Well, promising. And he almost nailed it.
Tell you what a debut goal that would have been for Molino. Coming in there on the far side, exactly what you want from your midfielders. Good cross there by Thomas, and that's unfortunately they just couldn't get that ball down. Did well to get there first. Probably the closest we've come to a goal, James.
Yeah, most certainly has been. Arguably the best piece of excitement we've seen in the goal area as well. Yeah, they'll try to come out of this one. Done that. Hutchinson. Well, he's gone past Felix. And St. Hilaire is safe as ever. It's Justin Garcia. He's a native of this area here in La Joquita. Oh, this will be a throw. 20 minutes gone, still no goals in this PS Classico. Don't forget to download the SportsMax app. Get it today. Google Play, as well as the Apple App Store. Get all of the action from around the region in sports. He's going to take his time for this one. Mikael Williams. Not the touch he was looking for. Did have support on the inside. Rahul Wilson. He's it all the way back. Couldn't get to Molino, and a heavy challenge there. Had some stud showing as well. And
he's very lucky he doesn't go into the notebook. Well, I take that back. It's a dangerous challenge, really. I know there's a lot of remonstrations on the police bench, but once you come in like that, it's all about the follow-through. That is dangerous. Johnny McIntyre there. Leaving the ground as well. Studs up. All the ingredients of a yellow card.
Certainly earned himself that. Have to be careful now. Still early going. It's Gonzalez. And that will harmlessly go out of touch. Well, they're singing now. And, well, might have spotted themselves as well with the SportsMax app, I would imagine. Sam hasn't really been able to get involved. That's a stark contrast to this man, though. Chaim Thomas. Well, he's found some space here. And direction. Well, he didn't find that. I can tell you that for certain.
Has been a difficult slog for the players. Really had to put in a shift, well, an extra shift, I would say, because of the weather and the condition of the field.
Simeon Bailey. He's got space to run into. St. Hilaire has to be quick, and he was. Molino. Too far for Adriel George. Well, he thought about it for a second there. His eyes opened up. Jones. Bailey. Alvin Jones. And that is out of play. Rahul Wilson. has been used many times as a wide player in his career. Is at the base of the midfield for Defence Force. No, how calm was that from Rakim Kebi? Gonzalez has a cool demeanor about him. Christopher Gonzalez did start his career as a midfielder. Oh, how about this for a pass to pick out Thomas? Is anybody home? Well, the knock was too heavy. And just too vigorous, some Kwesi Allen on Garcia, who, well, that facial expression had everything you needed to know written on it. Clobbered away by Williams. Gonzalez. Garcia. Certainly a different look about the Defence Force. Opted to stretch the field a lot of times. And been a bit more methodical in their build-up. Not as direct going into Sam as we've seen in recent years.
When you have that man there in your screen, you do have to have a little bit more patient build-up, and a more concerned and a more concerted build-up, I should say. They have look quite menacing, Defence Force, when they get going. Again, James, I have to lament on the conditions on the pitch. It's not helped, really. It really hasn't helped. Well, that's trouble.
Oh,
it's a good race. That's a good encounter.
Tuned on the afterburners. He is quick, Garcia.
Both players are over there. It's going to be an interesting battle. It's like Bertrand and Waldrop. Both men do pack a bit of pace.
And they will settle for a goal kick here. Approaching the half-hour mark in this fixture. Still no goals in this Classico sorts. And after this match, we will have the second fixture of the opening doubleheader. Home team Terminex La Hochta Rangers will be taking on Caledonia. Well, they came early. Front row seats. Likely to get a lot more crowded at this venue later on. It's Molino. Sam. As he tried to push forward here. George can't pick out Sam. Well, they've won it back. Sam tried to be clever. Couldn't pick out a Rahul Wilson. McIntyre. Allen. Garcia was there first. George. Molino. Shuffling away from pressure, trying to find space. And maybe he can find Sam. Well, he was sinister. Just too high, perhaps, so maybe just mistimed his jump. It's Bailey. Might have taken a blow there, trying to defend that one. And play will be stopped momentarily for him to get some treatment. Police, of course, came within 2 points of clinching a maiden TTPFL title last season when they lost out in the end to AC Port of Spain. Sam. And away come the lawmen to Jovin Jones. Wow, just gliding past everybody. Well, look at that. And he's won a foul for himself, a free kick.
Yeah, good run by Jones. Just get by Rahul Wilson here and comes inside. Heads up, looking for that pass. And that's that extra touch there. It's a free kick in a interesting position.
It's closer. So the last one didn't really get the velocity or accuracy. St-Hilaire knows these guys very well. Has his eyes on the clear and present danger ahead of him. He scored some bangers from this sort of angle. Just asked Tim Howard about that. U.S. international goalkeeper. At this time he serves it on a platter and away by Big Sam helping out in defense. And they will have to settle for a throw.
It looked like Garcia there with the defensive header. It's a peach of a ball by Alvin Jones. Give Garcia a lot of credit. He was able to get his head on that. He's allowed things to go, referee Derry. It's not been an overly feisty game of football so far. You may have thought that, but when you talk about both teams and the rivalry that they have.
Gordon. Too long for anybody. Will be away by Isaiah Garcia. Bertrand. McIntyre. Alvin Jones. Well, he's found some space here. And Holly just tried to cut it back to Jovin Jones. We'll have another chance. Oh, what a touch that was. And, well, there's a whistle as well. Not sure what the whistle came in. But it seemed to be sailing to Michael Jem Gordon until that defender, Garcia, intercepted. Well, this is high, and he's done well, Kayam Thomas, to get ahead on it. Couldn't pick out Sam though. Fonset. Only as far as Gonzalez, who sends it all the way back to Garcia. Adriel George has looked quite comfortable, as mentioned. Oh, he's done well, Rahul Wilson, to open up some space. Needs support. Well, it's just giving that away to perhaps the man you don't want to. Here's Michael Jem Gordon. Well, he's found some space here. And St. Hilaire to the rescue. Thought for a second he was going to have a whack at goal. Opted instead to try find Jovin Jones. Not sure it was the right decision.
Yeah, I thought maybe it's a good option there, putting across. Just didn't have the accuracy and the power. Again, you put the pitch into question, James. Started to come into it, police, a bit in the last 5 or so minutes.
Felix. George finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez was part of 2 Youth World Cup teams, Trinidad and Tobago, along with Kevin Molino. Here's a Rahul Wilson bursting to the middle. Bertrand is there for support. He has Molino. Oh, was he nicked? Maybe a handball as well.
Yeah, disappointing there. Attack that showed a lot of promise.
Halftime's going to be good. Well, the crowd's slowly building up here in La Hoquita. Of course, this match always attracts a large following.
Yeah, just put players there. Garcia again in the thick of things. Getting up there quite high for a player of his stature. Keen competitor, really. It's one of those types of players that you always want to see next to you as a defender, because you know he's always up for a battle.
He's, of course, part of the growing Garcia clan in Trinidad and Tobago football. Cousin of Levi Garcia, Saniel and Judah Garcia. And as I was told, distant cousin as well of Darrell Garcia. Well, Molino could be in here, and it could be the opening item, and it is. Well, you just don't leave the eggs out of the nest, because the sly old fox, he's on the prowl.
I'll tell you what, that's just heads-up play by the captain, Kevin Molino. What on earth was happening here in the police rear guard? You, me, no, you. And Molino says, thank you very much, and steps in there. And again, as a defender, you just can't call on a goalkeeper. You have to take control of the situation. 100% of the times, the defender takes control of the situation. In that instant, it doesn't happen. And Molino says, thank you very much, to open his account. I won't go to nil.
So Kevin Molino, on debut, has put Defence Force 1-0 ahead against their fierce old rivals, Police. Well, I tell you what, he's not happy, Alvin Jones. And I don't think Coach Todd Ryan is either. I think he hit the nail on the head, Brent. Just left it to Adrian Fonset. Of course, the ground conditions are heavy. He's nowhere near retrieving that. And, well, look at that. That is disappointment in picture. Well, the barometer has been set, and well, the drums are here, urging on more. Oh, look at that. Sent his man mud bathing for a second. Police, they want to get back in this contest. Oh, McIntyre's lost that in a bad area. Ball drop, rather. And the Defence Force comes steaming forward. Bertrand, well, he's a lot better in training with rifles, but he missed the target that time.
What an enterprising run there by Bertrand. Shifting and turning and twisting. Men in white falling in his wake. Just couldn't wrap his instep around it. The ball skewed wide. It's good effort.
It's just me, or has the tempo risen somewhat, Brent?
Yeah, it has. Maybe the drums. I think both teams have played at the type of tempo you would expect on a surface like this. It's not the type of surface where you get a lot of give. It's been very difficult going, but they've tried to make do with it. He's done well.
Oh, I put a very in front of that.
You would think this type of surface wouldn't suit a player like him, Kevin Molino, but he's shown a lot. He's shown that he can do the business on it.
Jem Gordon against Jelani Felix. Well, here comes reinforcement. Oh, Jovin Jones in the dangerous area. Maybe chance to open the door for police. Calmly as ever from Gonzalez. And all the needed dark arts to stop him as well.
Yeah, again, silky smooth skill by Kevin Molino.
It's fair to say Molino's been levels above everybody else today. Of course, our police, they've got their very own Jovin Jones. Both Molino and Jones arguably been the two best local players in the last 10 years. Now both plying their trade back at home. Araujo Wilson, Thomas. Well, he's found a pocket of space here. Can he find a good cross? Oh, created lots of oohs and ahs and crunches. Well, Molino's gone to ground. And
was a risky one, Mikael Williams. Have a better look at it here. Araujo Wilson flashing it across the goal. No takers. Bertrand tries to cut it back to Molino. I tell you what. Follow through, James?
yeah.
So Sam, I tell you what.
Well, you can still see the chemtrails left by that one. That's a reminder that he's still around, Brent Sam.
Good play with Molino. Once he wrapped that big left foot around it, Fonset had to make sure it was going over. It's always rising. I do wonder if it wasn't frame, if Fonset would have gotten there, because it had a lot of venom in it. Big man punching it with his laces. Good strike.
Someone back again. Sam. Wrestle to ground, no foul. And Jem Gordon trying to use the opportunity to sneak in. He's got Jones for company. It's fine, Zalid. Jovin Jones on his favorite left boot. Now maybe now. Oh, maybe not. Well, it was a scorcher, but there's a fireman in goal. And, well, he stopped it into there. Needed some stopping.
Yeah, Jovin Jones tried his best to get a shot off and did fall to McIntyre. As you see the sequence of play here, when it gets to McIntyre, he had one thing on his mind, got good purchase behind it, but give St. Hilaire a lot of credit, because he had to look through the trees to make sure he spotted where the ball was coming from. He did that and clawed across to the right, pushed it around the bar for a corner.
Danger not averted. Police are still knocking. And away from Sam. He's done really well, assisting in defense. We are in the last minute of the first half. Well, there will be one last piece of action. And final touch might have come off police. So it will be a free kick, a goal kick. hasn't been tested much. Was up to the task when he was called into action, taking the #1 position this season, Barry St-Hilaire. It's Garcia. Rahul Wilson. Oh, very good turn. Adriel George losing possession. McIntyre. Simeon Bailey. They're linking up well, and it's a foot race for Jem Gordon that he will not win. And, well, knocked over. But we're almost done with the 1 minute that was added. So time is all but expired, and there's confirmation of that. Hard-fought contest, but he's been the difference. Kevin Molino, on debut for the Defense Force, is the reason why they lead at halftime. Quincy Allen and company, well, they've put in a shift, but they've been kept at bay because at halftime here at the Locator Recreation Ground, it is Defense Force 1, Police 0. We'll be back.
Let us immerse you in a world-class horse racing showcase. The Longines International Jockeys Championship is Hong Kong's elite event. 4 prestigious Group 1 races, world-class jockeys, and the powerful thoroughbreds competing fiercely for the World Turf Championships. Watch on SportsMax and SportsMax Racing on Sunday morning, December 8th at 10 in the Eastern Caribbean, 9 in Jamaica. Unlock SportsMax. Get the app today.
We watch for the players. We watch for the goals. We watch for the memories. And the memories last forever. We watch matches from Arsenal and Manchester City every week on SportsMax and SportsMax 2 and relive the stories, the defeats, the triumphs. Your memories live here on your home of champions and the SportsMax app. Stay connected when you stream on the SportsMax app.
Get ready for non-stop action in Karachi. KTPL Season 4, 14th to December 29, 2024, at Moin Khan Academy.
Sister, welcome. We've missed this boat. Let's not miss the next one.
It's been revealed. The SportsMax Zone is the #1 show on Caribbean television.
Are we supposed to assume that this was an accidental leak?
No, Faz, but here's the thing. It's riveting.
Just lock it down then. If we're not going to do this, let's just lock it down. What is the point?
Do you think he's the favorite to retain his home?
It's bold.
Definitely the best club in the world. Hands down.
In the world?
You know, that's not even a question.
My heart is still in Trinidad, but my thoughts could be abroad.
And it's a whole lot of fun.
So let's just keep the conversation over here for teams that got out of the group, you know?
Yeah. This guy you see here, he's an idiot.
This time I'm going to get to them.
Jamaica my thing day. Is that how y'all know? Jamaica my thing.
This time I'm going to get to them.
Join us weekdays 4:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 5:30 p.m. ECT on SportsMax.
The English-speaking Caribbean's richest horse race with an unprecedented US $250,000 purse. The third running of the Mute Mile, December 7 at Caymanas Park. Whether poor form or poor luck, both teams are desperate for 3 points. See Getafe take on Espanyol Monday, December 9, 3 p.m. in Jamaica, 4 in the rest of the Caribbean on SportsMax 2 and the SportsMax app.
when I thought about creating this, it's because I wanted to take you guys in depth my life to show you all who I am, where I came from, how it is I became the classy chef, and if it is I were to keep it real with you all, I wanted you all to understand a bit about my life and where I come from.
Watch Rolex Travel on CTV Mondays at 7:30 p.m., 8:30 ECT.
Welcome back. It's a halftime break in this first match of the TTPFL season 2024. Defense Force lead Police by a goal to nil. All right, let's rewind the clock. Let's look back at some of the moments from the first half. Timothy Derry in charge of this fixture. And as expected, started off at a blistering pace. Kyle Thomas with the delivery. And perhaps signs of the conditions, not really wrapping his boot around it. Alvin Jones had a look. Lots of anticipation. Well, I tell you what, didn't live up to that. And then Kevin Molino showed how it was done. But even he failed to hit the target. Of course, he's making his debut today, locally. And then that. Peach of a cross and Molino getting on the end of it. And he just sensed that he was warming up then. And then after that, McIntyre's pass back to Williams, not dealt with. And look who's in, Kevin Molino, sneaky fellow. And he snuck away to take the opening goal. Everybody enjoying that one. You snooze, you lose. And well, they're losing at the moment unless they can pull it back. That's going to dominate the headlines tomorrow, for sure. And it's that goal that separates the teams, as at halftime, they are level. Let's shine some lights on the numbers. Well, I tell you what, it has been a match that has lived up somewhat. A bit disappointed in terms of the ground, or disappointing rather in terms of the ground condition, but we've had action on both ends.
Yeah, we've certainly had action, and both teams have certainly put forward their best efforts, despite, as you rightfully mentioned, the poor field conditions. But give credit to Kevin Molino in his debut season here in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, his re-debut, because of course he played for MC Mapau back in his time. His integration since leaving the MLS, and he's certainly been a cut above the rest, as you has rightfully said, dominated the middle of the park, despite the difficulties that they would have seen on the field as it relates to not a pitch for passing, not a pitch for running, not a pitch for much, but despite that, both teams have been very competitive in what they've done so far, and so despite the poor pitch conditions, James, we've seen an entertaining game of football.
Police. Jovin Jones in the middle of the pack. You expected coming into this contest might be Molino versus Jones. Who's won that battle so far?
I think Molino has just edged it so far. Of course, Jones did have his part in this football match as well. Police did have their chances, certainly, and they have just not been able to cash in on some of the opportunities that may have come their way. It has been a keenly contested battle, as you rightly mentioned, between Jones and Molino. I think it's just not been the type of pitch for both to really excel in. They've both had good games and of course, commendable game so far. But again, because of the surface, they just have not been able to take off the way we would expect them to.
Well, you might argue that it's a very tight contest, even perhaps. What is the main difference between these teams tonight?
The pitch, really. The difference in the game has been the field. It's been in poor condition. As we have a look at it here, it's mushy, it's moist, and footing-wise, it's almost impossible to keep your footing in that. It's deep indentations and deep imprints into the field, turning, twisting, running, sprinting has been extremely difficult. And looking at it, it will only get worse. And I think that will continue to be the X factor in this game as we have a terrific look at it. Boots are well indented into the pitch.
Now, you were talking about the pitch conditions. Of course, you're going to come in games like this with your ideas prior to the start. We've got two very ambitious coaches. How does one adjust? We've spoken about that with adjustment.
Yeah, you're going to have to be, of course, very much understanding of what you want to achieve here. For Defence Force, is all about game management. You're up 1-0. You don't want to be losing the ball in the middle of the park and being beat out in transition from police. You want to be quite, in your build-ups, quite methodical, but also quite sure in what you're doing. For Police FC, I think they have to start to explore the widths a bit better. Jim Gordon have had some joy coming down the right-hand side. He had spent some time on the left-hand side and didn't have as much of the joy that he's had down the right-hand. So maybe try to get him in. They've obviously tried to go a bit direct, Police FC, in trying to get behind the wing-backs in both Garcia and Felix. So I think if they can improve on that situation, they can see themselves getting back into it. But it's difficult conditions, James. It really is. And it's going to be a slug for both teams. And I think the team has taken an expression from the coaches that adapts with this pitch. The best in the second half will walk away with possibly 3 points.
Oh, speaking about the second half, we're getting set for that. And when we come back, we will have action right here at the La Hocta Recreation Ground. It's Defence Force 1, Police 0.
Today is another important day, for this day belongs to us, and we will fight like our very lives depend on it. This is rugby's definitive test. Nothing is greater, no victory more coveted, no contest more respected. Hallowed grounds we stand, with proud hearts, beating as one, and for the many, poised to keep our eyes fixed on the grandest prize. And when we see the banners approaching, let them come. Let them bring their armies and their legions. We'll meet them face to face. In the midst and heat of battle, we shall stand together, sound the drums, make the ground shake beneath us, listen to our roar. We shall not sit, we will rise, and bring the world to its feet. This is where rugby's proven powers clash, where stars are made, and champions forged. This is, and always will be, the one to win.
Well, it is lights, camera, and action here at the Lochta Recreation Ground. First half completed. It's time for the second half. Defense Force lead Police by 1-0. Goal scored by Kevin Molino, making his debut in the TTPFL. And, well, what a bang he has made so far. Of course, both him and Jobin Jones would have started their careers in the former incarnation of this, the TT Pro League. Defense Force and Mapower, respectively. Today, stunning the yellow of the Defense Force. And boy, has he been the difference. Special credit to Ajwell George as well. Also making his Defense Force debut. Putting their powers together. Christopher Gonzalez and all of his experience helping out at the back. And all for those boys in white, Police. Jobin Jones has been their talisman. Simeon Bailey, Allen, and Fonset, who's having words now with his men. He's saying, guys, we've got to focus. I've been here before. We need to come together and make it happen. Timothy Derry, of course, is in charge of the fixture. And he's just about set, ready for action. Oh, the crowd building up, of course. It's only the first game of a doubleheader here in La Hocketa. Coming up next, the home team, Terminex Rangers. They will be taking on Caledonia. And that is expected to be another blockbuster affair. Opening night of the TTPFL. Already had 1 goal. Some promising opportunities. What will the second half have in store for us? James Saunders, of course, is my name. Brent Sancho is alongside me as we get set and ready for kickoff. So that's the cue to get us started. And it will be Police trying to launch an early attack in. No, that's not going to win you favors with the referee.
Yeah, that's very, very naughty by Waldrop. Again, it's studs showing. And that's a red card. Yeah, it's very, very, very high, the challenge. Look at the right foot here. And there's argument if it's a red card or not. And referee Derry's picked his red card up, and now he's trying to overturn the call. I'm not sure if he's suggesting it's his second yellow. I see here, James, he's gone for the red card, but he's still on the field. I'm not sure. He's shown him the red card.
Well,
and he's supposed to cancel it out.
We've seen stranger things before. Tell you who's a relieved man at the moment. So it has been confirmed as a yellow card to that man. And, tell you what, Brendan's going to be in a leash for the rest of the match. After that scare.
I wasn't sure what transpired, James, because he took the red card up and showed it to Waldrop, and then there was a lot of protests. And obviously he put it in. I mean, I know with VAR decisions you can turn over a red card. I'm not sure if it's open play you can rescind the red card if it's shown. Irrespective if he figured it was his second yellow or not, and he showed the red card, I don't know if it could be rescinded. That's something for the officiating experts to chime in on.
Oh, this is promising.
Tell you what, got to get it on target. He didn't.
George.
That's
Molino.
a brilliant touch.
Well, he's in the mood. Certainly is, Kevin Molino.
So.
You mentioned the touch, Brent. Talk us through this touch.
Paul eventually gets to George. He puts it across the middle. Look at this for a first touch. Bang. Opens himself up for a shot. He'll be disappointed he didn't hit the target because that first shot deserved a lot better. Brilliant again there by Kevin Molino.
Well, they've got to find a solution to keep him quiet. It's been anything but quiet so far. Hutchinson trying to switch the point of attack to Jem Gordon. Oh, just short. Well, could be in now, Gordon. It's got Hutchinson lurking on the back door. Couldn't pick him out. And the defense force will come away with it to Molino. Just allowed it to run across his body. Just ran away from him. Bertrand, it's been a busybody. Can't pass a wall job this time. Heavy touch from Jones.
Not sure if we have referee aficionados and experts that maybe listen on a different streaming. Can you overturn a red card if it's issued? That's the question I would like answered.
It does take a lot of thought making those decisions. Split seconds. But according to the official rules, as you mentioned quite rightly, Brent, well, how about that for an opening night? Seen it all. Molino. Sam hasn't beaten the offside flag. Sash Ramrup had it up. Big man just straying into no man's land early. McIntyre can find Gordon, long way from Allen, and henceforth will scurry it away to Araujo Wilson. It's Garcia. Christopher Gonzalez. Well, it's clever from George. He's lost possession to Bailey. Looking at the composition of this defense force team, has changed slightly from the last team we saw. We'll talk about that in a second. It's Jim Gordon. Allen, in fact, wants to do something special. He can't that time. But in fact, Jobin Jones is the man getting off the shot. Christopher Gonzalez being brought back into the setup. He's well known for the way he builds up after Jones tries the outside of the boot. He's well known for building up out of the bat. We saw him being used, Dennis Lawrence in particular, used him in that role. Does that give it an indication of the way that defense force are trying to play?
Yeah, as mentioned by the TD, Paul Lawrence, he talked about being a ball possession or ball-based team. And certainly with the likes of Gonzalez, it's a player that is very, very comfortable on the ball, as well as Garcia, Justin. You do have two players that are very comfortable on it, and we've seen on a couple of occasions where they've decided to play through the middle. The likes of George here, who's getting a touch on it. They've been very comfortable in their build-up play and their continued rotations. They've not gone direct despite the fact of having an option in Sam. Just like that, commentators curse. That's a good pass.
But you're right, when they have been a bit more direct, it's been in the wide areas rather than down the middle. Well, this will be interesting. Kevin Molino standing over this one. Big Sam waiting in the middle. Former Minnesota United man. He's got options.
They were very lethal in these sorts of situations last season, Defense Force. Garcia scoring a ton of goals from this position. That's not a bad ball.
To add to that as well, they've got better quality to distribute it into the area now with the likes of Molino. Almost reminiscent of the partnership he once possessed, or he had with former national captain Kenwin Jones. Saw both of them being utilized, connecting well. It's got Sam this time. Similar sort of profile to Jones. Oh, here's a big man. Sam. Looking for room. No room in the end. And I can't get it away. Have to try again. Maybe Bertrand can. Molino. Oh, it's still alive. And I drifted offside.
Yeah, that was a chance. It was a chance. At one point it was 3v1, 3v2 for Defense Force, and they just couldn't get a shot off. Again, Big Sam trying to work the space. It's really tough going out there in the pitch. Couldn't find the angle, James, couldn't find the shot.
Peely trying to tussle for this. Raul Wilson doing well.
That's been a good battle between George and...
I was looking for Sam.
He's got to finish.
He's got the angle.
It's well blocked.
Couldn't get past Mikel Williams. Well, maybe this time Bertrand can.
He's got to finish there again. That's a chance.
Needed more power perhaps.
Well, just needed to be a little bit more relaxed in his approach. Just looked like he snatched at it. Bertrand, as we have another look at it again. Good play by Sam. Getting into Molino. So, trending into the box. A nice layoff there by Molino. He's got to finish there. Didn't need that big sort of swing. It just really needed him to pass it into the net. Didn't do that, James.
On the other end, police would try to bully their way in to Jones. Can't get it off him. Quite a few players on the pitch today, MLS experience. One of them, the man just made that pass, Mikel Williams. Well, certainly forced something from St-Hilaire. It's a good keeper. Had to switch from La Hocketa Rangers to Defense Force last season, raised a lot of eyebrows, St-Hilaire. And this year taking the nod away from Bigot, and he's showing just how capable he is. Certainly was on the radar in terms of national selection in recent time. He's got to make the best use of the opportunity he has now. Oh, they're almost telepathic in midfield, George and Molino. Oh, was he pushed?
I think it just bubbled on the field when he was about to strike it.
Jones. Too long for Allen. Well, almost too long for St-Hilaire. I'd love to see him on a dry ground here, Joel George. Supposed to be a good catch for Defense Force. Together with Bertrand, who we saw really breaking through last season. Well, they're overloading in space here. Wow. Needed a first-time finish. Needed a finish.
Yeah, again, good run there by George. Getting into the box. Not a bad cross. Comes all the way to Bertrand. Not a bad first touch. Just needs to get it on frame, really.
It's been really alive. This place the likes of Nicholas Bobcom is also part of the squad for that wide position. Isaiah Lee. He's really coming into his own. He's quick and he's technical. Oh, so too is this man, Gordon. And, well, heavy challenge on Police. It's Gonzalez. Almost plays the game at walking pace. Such is his composure. Sam. Well, it's opened up space through the middle. Needs a runner. Couldn't force it through.
Yeah, tired legs now. We're starting to see teams really feeling the impact of this really heavy ground. It's not been easy going for the players. Seeing Sam in particular holding his groin, I'm not surprised. He's stretching it out, trying to adjust himself. He's had to work hard on a difficult surface.
Yeah. One of the players I mentioned, Isaiah Leacock, might be an option if Sam is unable to continue. Rivaldo Coriat, Kendall Hitlal, all players who can play in those attacking positions. Might have been a knock though. Doesn't seem to be anything too major. Well, there's Leacock warming up just in case. Won the top scorer in the cup competition. Scored 2 hat-tricks last season. It's not a bad replacement. Different type of striker to Sam, but certainly a man who's full of goals.
He's worked really hard, the big fella up front. Probably feel aggrieved that couldn't find his name on the score sheet. Not a bad replacement, no. The man that had an unbelievable season in the TT Pro League.
So Isaiah Leacock will replace Brent Sam. The last time we replaced him last season in the cup competition. He never left the field. Scored 2 hat-tricks after that. Well, somebody got ambitious. And the new man, Leacock, always has an eye for goal. Hutchinson. Can't get past Garcia. It's a corner though. Need to get back in this contest, Police. And, well, they won't do that yet. St. Hilaire seems to have taken a knock, though. That's the hurry. Losing possession to Molino. Well, it's made them look like kids. And here's Leacock. Got Molino bursting to his outside. He wants to go alone. Oh, not far, not bad.
Exceptional play by Molino. Gets it to Leacock. Has an option out to his right, and Molino decides to go it alone. Leacock just couldn't get it on frame. No bad effort.
Oh, here comes Marcus Chandul. He will replace Kwesi Allen. Jem Gordon has to assume the number 9 position. You spoke about Jem, and you're surprised at him not being used to the middle. He's there now. Chandul gets his first touch. Second almost finds Mikael, Jem Williams. Gordon. Oh, can't find space, can't find a footing.
Ambitious. They've really tried to utilize the wide areas, Police. Hutchinson on one side and now Chandul. Seems like Jovin Jones have gone a little bit further forward, almost playing as a striker with Jem Gordon. So there's certainly sense of urgency here, Police, to try to get back on the score sheet. It's well played.
Couldn't win that battle with Garcia. Here's Bertrand, he's been a busybody tonight. That's good defending.
Yeah, because for a minute there, James, I thought he was left for dead. And you add to the fact that he has to be very careful because he's already on a yellow card wall drop. He's able to get back in line with Bertram and block the cross. Excellent defending.
Molino, no Sam to Emat. Leacock has already shown he's got good intent. It's also got Garcia, another clear threat in the area. Couldn't get past the front door. Well, maybe now they can.
Another chance. Not sure it needed that sort of... Let's have another look at it. Clever again by Molino. 1-2 with Garcia. Look at this. This needs to really be better.
Well, that was close. Kyle Thomas almost found a way in. Started here with Felix Cross. Molino. Wow. Tell you what, Brent, that must have scorched the side of the net. Everything good has come to Molino. And this man, Bertrand. It's Garcia. Easy for Fonset. Oh, that's a good touch from Jem Gordon. As Hutchinson, well intercepted. Oh, the game is really stretched now. And Kyle Thomas will exploit the open space. God, he's going all alone. And he's been tripped up. Here's a little present for naughty behavior.
Yeah. Thought he would have utilized the Leacock option. He said he's trying to go alone. Mika Williams had one thing in mind, and that was stopping Thomas by any means necessary. I think I got my answer regarding the red card scenario. Once it's shown to a wrong player, the referee can correct it before the start of the play.
Oh, there we go. Finding answers. That's how you get paid the big bucks, Brent.
Yeah, Blue Waters and the Sani.
Oh, here's a man who doesn't have the big box, but he has a reputation, Kyle Thomas, from free kicks at least. No. Decided not to use his known skill set, but found out. Mikael Williams did receive a yellow card, so there's confirmation at the bottom of your screen of that. Just sense that they've lost fluency, police. Chandul can change that. Hutchinson has support. It's going past a man that isn't easily beaten. And, well, there's proof of that. They'll try again. Wall drop. And defense force with space. Molino, Leacock, Thomas with him as well. Here's Leacock. But he came closer to knocking out one of the teams warming up than finding the net. They seem unnerved though.
Caledonia getting set for second encounter. Always good to see technical director Jamal Shabazz. Call him the godfather of professional football, really, or the grandfather, I should say, not godfather. He's certainly been part and parcel of professional football in Trinidad and Tobago, starting in the very early echelons of the sport, back in when it was semi-pro. Into professional, his team Caledonia has always been there.
Now here's Jem Gordon. Couldn't find Jones. Sintele asked to show his footwork, and he's done that well. Molino. A man among boys, Kevin Molino. Gonzalez. Garcia. Back to Christopher Gonzalez. Bertrand. Shariel Arthur. Just about game management at the moment, defense force. Arajo Wilson. Looking for a way in. The flag was up. Don't forget, download the SportsMax app today. You can get it on Google Play, the Apple App Store. And you can get in on the action. Download the SportsMax app today. Hello as well to all our friends on YouTube. Check out our SportsMax YouTube channel. Always good to have you guys in the conversation. McIntyre. Lots of space here. Wall jump, first time ball. Couldn't fool Gonzalez. Maybe now they can. Ran into a yellow light. Surely now. Away. Molino. Needs a willing runner, Kevin Molino. Happy to hold on to possession. Felix. Was a crowd favorite at Orlando City, Kevin Molino, under Adrian Heath. Of course, went on to represent Minnesota United after Heat move there. He's also a favorite of Stephen Hart during his era with the national team. Gold Cup semi-finalist. Quarter-finalist for that matter. Time, space, and Leacock's run combine. Oh, that had some power behind it. He's missed the accuracy tonight, but he certainly got a mindset.
And again, all orchestrated by Molino. Tell you what, the power that ball left Leacock's booth with. I'm quite surprised it didn't pierce the fencing behind the goal.
Well, Michael Jem Gordon is off. Xavier Rajpal is on. And McIntyre, we just saw, he's left the field. And in will come Freitas. Freshened up the attack police. Got 15 minutes to find solutions. Well, this delay, of course, is because there's injury treatment. Jelani Felix just getting back on his feet, just out of your frame. He looks impatient, doesn't he? Adrian Fonset, a national youth goalkeeper. He's part of the senior team as well.
We talked, James, at the start of this production about, as we see Central FC limbering up, players trying to impress Dwight York, the new head coach. And we have several of them on show here tonight. Really a banger of a start in the TTPFL. Got a good build-up of crowd as well, and it's certain to say that football is back. Professional football, that is.
How crucial is it to have local football resuming?
I think it's certainly when it talks to Dwight York's wanting to qualify for World Cup. We do want... sorry, that was Caledonia warming up and to look at the Rangers. But yet, one thing's evident, James, is when we have a vibrant local league like we did in 2006, it gives us every opportunity to make sure our players are well fine-tuned to make World Cup runs, and that's exactly what having a league with this vibrancy and seeing players like Molino back in the fold. Of course, Jovin and Co was there last year, Jovin and Alvin. That was a lunging one.
No.
Look at this, a layoff by Molino. Thomas, I think it's a follow through really. I've gotten a bit of ball, but maybe the follow through is what attracted referee Derry.
It is difficult maintaining footing and controlling follow through on a wet surface. Oh, Leacock thinks he's been fouled. Derry's not interested. And the Scintillator will take his time. Just following on from your conversation, Brent, how important is it for players who've accomplished what Jovan Jones and Kevin Molino have, Kaleem Highland as well, if you had him coming back last year, coming back and playing and giving back to local competition?
I did it when I played. Of course, I know several others that came back as well. Stu and John, Kenwin Jones. That's a red card. Well, didn't see what happened. You saw the player immediately went to the ground.
Oh, Marcus Chandul is the man, the substitute, who's been sent for an early bath.
Yeah.
And that's the victim, Isaiah Garcia.
Yeah, see, we have a look at it here. Yeah, in the right corner, that's the left corner, sorry. Right there. I think right in the view of referee Derry. It was the right hand of Chandul. And reports that he may have even lost a tooth. That's what we're hearing on the sideline. Hope that's not the case. It's frail in hands, and then there's hands with intent. Pick your poison. Referee Derry saw it as a... Have another look at it. Bottom left. Top left, I should say. So not the best of angle, but you can see the right hand coming up. The elbow.
Yeah, just a bit of an elbow.
Yeah.
Right elbow.
I think the referee had a very clear view of it, and so I think he made absolutely no hesitations, referee Derry.
Well, they done a man and they done a goal. And they're done in confidence, I might add as well, with 10 minutes remaining. Police might look to change things up a bit. Chandul did come on as a substitute.
You're going to have to go for it. It's the first game of the season. Nothing wrong with throwing a couple numbers forward and hoping to get something from it. And you obviously have to be careful by keeping the door closed at the back.
It's George. It's been impressive. His debut at Defence Force. Thomas Molino.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yes, Kevin Molino.
That's a good block.
Now, Rajpal try to get his man in, Freitas. Wow. Has some space. And has he been knocked over? Molino wants more support. Does find it wide. Stayed down though, Leacock.
Yeah, another head injury. Looks like. Well, there's a bit of a play off again. It's a hand again. It's not that you're not allowed to use your hand, James. It's just how you use your hand. And I think that's really been the situation for them. But this is the opportunity before. Look at this for a bit of panache. Cuts back inside. And that's brilliant defending there by Mikael Williams. Because he had to be alert.
Now, all's well, it ends well. This play continues. Defence Force now firmly in control. They only lead by 1 goal. But they do seem comfortable, don't seem overly rattled. Leacock looks all right, and the flag looks all right as well. Well, maybe 2. And it is 2.
That's a brilliant goal. Top goal.
They call him Bongo. But I tell you what, he isn't a candy man, he's a killer.
Well, that's the danger when you pour forward. And police really didn't have a choice but to get back in the game. Direct route 1 football really seemed to be offside. It looked like the defender on the far side kept him on. Look at this for a bit of skill. Cuts inside. And that is a really well-placed finish by Leacock. Had a couple opportunities before this. Snatched and slashed at them. But that one was really well chiseled out by the man they called Bongo. And now you'd have to say, James, game, set, match.
Now surely now, second goal might put the icing on the cake as police make more changes. Waldrop is out. Elijah Belgrave, veteran, comes in. And there might be another change as well, as Hutchinson is out and Gideon Lewis comes in. Oh, Denzel Theobald and Devon Jocelyn. Anton Peer, you add that to the mix as well. All former players, all young coaches. Devon Jocelyn, in fact, perhaps our Defence Force all-time top scorer. The top left, by the way, gives you the confirmation of the changes. It's Bertrand. George. It's pass called by Jones. It's been retaliatory. It's been a frustrating evening for him.
Yeah, he'd be very disappointed with the way things have gone, and it's not really his fault. He's done a very good job, Jovan Jones.
Garcia. And Rahul Wilson. Oh, the clock ticking down. So too, points on the board for last year's runners-up Police. Maybe those chances can get them back. Give them some confidence, a boost perhaps. Down to 10, by the way. Lost Marcus Chandul. Came on as a substitute himself. Oh, he's going to be happy to hold on to possession. Oh, look at the Rahul Wilson go. Losing out this time to Alvin Jones, whose elbow did seem to make connect, but maybe a foul committed before on him. Well, more changes for Defence Force soon. And, well, game is pretty much wrapped up, you feel. Unless something special can happen from Belgrave. Oh, this looks promising. Oh, can he finish? Not this time. Bertrand helping out in defense. All the chants are growing louder from the police fans. Bailey. Can they find strength from somewhere, from someone? Well, there's a man who perhaps put the game out of contention. He's taken a rough challenge and play continues. And they congregate around referee Derry. And the police bench is screaming all ball. The crowd,
we have
saying murder.
Well, we'll see if they're right. It's a slight smidgen of the ball, but a lot of man. Let's look at the follow through, James. I think that's the problem, the follow through. Of course, you can get a piece of the ball when you get a huge chunk of the man. That's considered a foul. May not like it, that's the rules.
No. Something for the police to investigate. He's been banged up since coming on, for good reason as well. Of course, his goal has put daylight between the teams, really, as Cooper and Kendall Hitlal get set to come in. Kyle Thomas might be one of those sacrificed. They'll have to wait, though, as Leacock still receives attention. So in comes Hitlal and Jamil Cooper with Shaquille Bertrand and Thomas, the two wide attackers, taken off like for like. Well, 4 minutes is what will be left, and the fourth official signaling that still have time on the clock. Perhaps the police to roll the dice once more. Oh, it's been an outstanding debut for Kevin Molino.
Yeah, certainly has been. Of course, when you start having that conversation about man of the match, it's very, very difficult.
Is that really a conversation?
Well, I was trying to have one with you, James, but I guess it's not one. He's just controlled the game from minute 1 to the end.
Now, trying to get free to Sin, but St-Hilaire was well positioned. Now, talk about the man.
I think he's played in that position right there in the pocket that you expect a 10 to play in. But I think he's been more fluid than a regular 10, meaning that he's popped out wide. He's mixed and varied where he was receiving the football. So whether it's a 6 or a centre half, picking him up, they would have difficulties because of that movement.
Is spot on. Oh, Hitlal. That's too far, even for him. Well, they're giving it a go, police. Is there a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow? Not past St-Hilaire. Not if he has a say. Well, got to be careful with that trailing hand there, Williams. And surely now defense force will feel they've more than done enough to walk away with 3 points. Oh, maybe we'll have to wait. Freitas could be in. Well, conversation not over. Scooby-Doo, where are you? It's no mystery what he can do. That man, Kareem Freitas. And he might be called Scooby, but he ain't no cartoon character. Have a look at this. Bullseye. That's what they're trained to do at the academy. Shoot. He's done that with some power. Oh, not even Sinclair with his big frame could fit anywhere in between that and the back of the net. And how about some drama closing seconds? Oh, that's as anticlimactic as it gets. He wants no part to play with it, Sinclair. He wants it over and done with. Now for all the cheers, the police fans at least got something to celebrate. Oh, here's he, man Freitas. Arthur. And there's the whistle. Entertaining, dramatic, thumpingly special. And the first match of the season. Red cards and all. Strong tackles, maybe lost tooth. And hugs at the end of it all. It's the PS Classico that goes in the way of Defense Force. 2-1 winners over Police here at the La Hoqueta Recreation Ground. Now the crowd certainly have been treated for something special. Tough conditions on the feet. Wasn't perhaps the most attractive football that we have seen due to conditions. But hey, 3 goals, they'll take that any day. As we look back, started here, sneaky deaky, and well, that finished clean and squeaky. Kevin Molino on his debut for Defense Force back on home soil. Led 1-0 at halftime. Then late in the second, lots of huffing and puffing. Molino was part of that cast. Well, certainly was a special character all game. And then even here, nice link up. Bertrand, what's a busybody? Just failed to find the target. And they were barging. Bertrand had quite a number of chances. And then more. Molino again involved. And Kym Thomas just 2 inches off. Then this was the defining moment. Leacock, the flag remaining down. And well, he's got ice in his veins. That's a cold finish. And that is what virtually separated the sheep from the goat. And Defense Force were running away with it. Yep, the old slip and slide. And then he puts it inside, front set. And you thought Defense Force would have escaped clean sheet, but nope. Substitute Kareem Freitas had something to say, and he said it loudly. Maybe too little, too late, but the worthy consolation. Give the Police fans something to smile about, but it was too little on the board as they would end this match trailing by 2-1. Defense Force being the winners. And the reason that they won, it's because somebody was special, and that special man is standing by with Brent Sancho.
Thanks very much, James. Augusta, Kevin, It's been a while since you've played here in the TT Pro League, your debut season back. How has it been for you?
After 15 years, feel great. The boys, good fought. We fight and grind it out. Most of the part we have been in control of the game, but so we go under difficult circumstances field. But this is where you win leagues. When it's difficult like this, to get 3 points. And I'm just happy for the boys, happy for the coaching staff and the organization.
Well, personally, of course, it takes a lot of motivation to come back from the MLS to play here in Trinidad and Tobago. How has your preseason, how has that motivation been for Kevin Molino?
Yeah, we've been training for 2 months. The preseason has been going well. I've been working hard on my fitness together with the group. Have been pushing me a lot and the coaching staff. And I'm just grateful for the win today. And it has shown that we was a fitter team to come out victorious 2-1. But you have to give credit to police. They play a good game and they fought hard.
Well, congratulations, Kevin Molino. You are man of the match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm now joined by the head coach of Police FC, Coach Todd Ryan. Coach, of course, difficult conditions as we talked about at the start of the game. A game that Police was very competitive in. Your assessment of the 90 minutes plus?
Well, I would say it obviously is a loss, so we take all losses tough, but it had a lot of positives in the game, I would say, for us. I think the conditions kind of favor the defense force. They look the fitter opponent tonight, but you can't fault the boys. 2 silly goals, I would say, cost us in this one.
Well, I was about to say, as you move forward in the season, some of the things you picked up in this game you want to work on in the practice ground?
Most definitely, and I think that's the way we're looking to go. We are set. We take each game one game at a time, so we go back to the drawing board and work and come for the next one again.
Thanks, Coach Todd. All the best in the rest of your games.
Thanks much, man.
Of course, Coach Denzel Theobald. First of all, congratulations, Denzel. First time we're seeing you on your appointment. Terrific win. You must be a happy man. Assessment of the 90 minutes plus.
Yeah, most happy for the victory. Right, I thought it was a hard-fought one too as well because the conditions didn't make it easy. But all in all, we're happy in terms of the 3 points and with our first victory.
Of course, a player like Kevin Molino in your ranks, man of the match today, has been superb for you. Your thoughts on his performance?
I thought it was wonderful. We all know what Kevin Molino could do for us in terms of the style of football we want to play. So we're happy to have him in our ranks, and he was marvelous today under these conditions.
As you look forward to the rest of the fixtures to come, is this the kind of start the defence force would have wanted to have?
Of course, important, because we always want to start, with that 3 points, with a victory. It boosts our confidence going into the next match too as well. So it was important in that regards.
Thanks, Denzel. All the best and congratulations again, my friend.
Thanks.
Of course, Denzel Theobald there with the victory. Half at the end of the fixture, this game here, victory for Defence Force Elite 2 to Police, Miscellaneous Police 1. When we come back, we go into our second fixture.
This week, FC Barcelona celebrate the club's 125th anniversary and are looking for a victory against UD Las Palmas. It's a match that is also a duel between 2 Canary Islanders.
Diego Simeone perfectly embodies what Atletico Madrid are all about. We commemorate his 700th game in charge in the build-up to the match against Real Valladolid.
And before Real Sociedad against Real Betis, we remember Claudio Bravo, a legendary goalkeeper who played for both clubs.
All eyes were on one game, the Basque Derby. A match full of intensity went in favour of Athletic Club, with a goal created by Nico Williams and Oyan Sancet.
Lobs it to the back post, the header, and it's in! Oyan Sancet back in the squad, back in the starting 11, and back on the score sheet. He breaks the deadlock in El Derby Basco. It's first blood.
It handed a big boost to Los Leones' dream of reaching the top European places. Amid tears and emotion after the tribute to the victims of the Dana tragedy, football finally returned to Mestalla. Valencia came out with extra energy and beat Real Betis. Fate meant it was Cesar Tarrega who opened the scoring. The defender is from Aldaya, one of the towns most affected by the disaster. There was a heart-stopping finale at Abanca Balaidos. Everything seemed to be going in FC Barcelona's favour as they were winning 0-2.
Lewandowski's still going, and he finishes!
But RC Celta managed to equalise. First Alfon Gonzalez found the net, then Hugo Alvarez, 2 minutes later, brought madness to the stands.